I would love to know about some things that are celebrated in these regions. Any festive things or festivities that go on in Lombardia or in Piemonte, things that people love and look forward to every year. Tell us about some of those things.
I would say there are three main things that they're like a collective thing that you would find initiatives about these languages, maybe either being used, I don't know, for a show or like in the programs being written down, something. The first one will be Carnival. Usually is around February. And for example, of course, the examples I know of is the examples I've been to. There are more. So in Piemonte, we have a traditional one in Ivrea, which is a city in between Turin and the Aosta Valley. And they have a traditional carnival where they throw oranges at each other. And it hurts. I've been there last year. And you're only safe if you wear a red beret, like a red hat. Yes. The moment you take it off and you are in the red area, basically you're like receiving oranges, but you're able to throw oranges too.
Okay.
Also, there are like some sort of gray areas too where you can throw oranges basically you can always throw oranges at the people on the chariots.
Okay.
And the people on the chariots can only throw them to you, but slowly, because they have the advantage. They could shoot far and hurt a lot of people. So they tend not to because they represent the city's guilds and
What is this one called?
neighborhoods. Iberia,
Iberea is the name of the
Iberia
is the name of the
is of
orange
the city,
throwing?
yes.
Okay.
Carnival of Iberia,
Okay.
yes. And the thing, of course, is called the Battaglia degli Aranci, thing,
Okay.
Battaglia di Portugal. Because again, fun fact, in Lombard and Piemontese, the word for orange is the same as Portugal. So you would say Portugal
Portugal.
because the first oranges, I think they came with a Portuguese ship or something connected to that
Oh my gosh.
trade. Yeah. But also, for example, in Turin, less fascinating, but you have the local costume, who's called Gianduia. And he speaks Piemontese. He would speak in the public square Piemontese. And usually in all these carnivals, you would have a couple of young people. Usually they were elected the most handsome, the most beautiful boy and girl of young age. And there would be, instead of having semester or something, you would have these as for one day and they are dressed in traditional 1800s costumes and just parade the city.
Okay.
And they usually have names in those languages. So, for example, in my mom's town, very small carnival, but every year they still do a, a stall where they would sell polenta and shuriui.
Mhm.
Shuriui is sausages. And
Oh.
this was a way as well to give food to the poor people because
Mhm.
like a poor person would go there and they would be served polenta and shuri. Whereas nowadays, of course, it's not that cheap because it helps to pay towards the organization of such festivals. So of
Mhm.
course, times change. But
Yeah.
once it was for that region, and again in Domodossola, where my mom comes from, you would have two young people being elected, and their traditional names are Antonio, which means Anthony, and Lucia, which I think means Lucia.
Okay.
In Lombardy, I don't think it's Carnival, definitely, but also I think is the patron saints throughout. Of course, in Piemonte too. Like in Turin, we have St. John in the summer. They do a big bonfire, yes, and they
Mhm.
basically they set light to a bull, and whereas the bull falls, it means that the year will be good or bad for the city. And they always make it fall on the good side. It's like, unless there is like a strong wind or something, it would fall on the bad
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to keep these traditions alive. Whereas in Milan, we have Sant'Ambrose, which is in on the 7th of December. So it's the first day of festivities. People would make their Christmas decorations on that day. If you do them before, you're not local, basically. We don't do that here, that kind of stuff. So on the 7th of December, you can put up your Christmas tree, but not before, or do your nativity scene or whatever you like.
Mhm.
And there is a traditional antique market called Bay, which was basically, they say at least, that the name comes from vendors shouting, "I've got beautiful things."
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So there is like a huge antique market, and that's like a tradition. The third sort of festivals I was talking about, they are called Sagre. And I don't know if, listeners would be familiar to them, but how to describe them. Usually they fill a gap of events from May to September when the weather is hot and people may not be able to travel outside of the region. They have
Mhm.
to spend the summer there. And usually, again, I'm summing them up badly, but usually they have a theme. So, and the theme usually is food. So there can be a Sagra del Fungo, so like a mushroom festival or bell pepper festival, onion festival, blackberry festival, blueberry festival. So you would find them, like you would pay, you have food, you don't pay the entrance, but you go in, you pay and you get the food. Usually they have a sort of disco area where young people would dance, but also more importantly, they would have a dance hall. In our language is called da, and there they would dance what is called the liscio. And the liscio consists of three traditional dances that comes from, not necessarily, but they come from the Austrian and Hungary influence. They are mazurka, polka, and waltz.
Oh,
This is the third one.
okay. How cool is that?